I'd like to welcome you to the Witch City Expo here in Salem, Massachusetts. We are going to do a ritual that was originally created for a different celebration, but we have found that it is a fabulous little ritual in a box that travels very easily. And so we're going to do a ritual to manifest peace, love, and prosperity in our individual lives and in our community. It's going to be very easy for you to follow along. We'll put up the circle and call the quarters and invoke some gods and goddesses, and then we will raise some energy with a standard Om chant up through the chakras and visualize that pillar of energy rising and rising and rising until it forms a fountain and falls down upon all of us, and take what you like and need and let the rest go back to ground. Ritual altogether should take us 30 minutes at the most, maybe 45 if for some reason something silly happens. And Hail Eris. And hopefully you'll all leave feeling a whole lot richer and lovelier than when you walked in. Do you want to add anything more to that?
No, that's good. There'll be places where we'll stop and give a few explanations for those to follow along with. So this is a learning new experience ritual for some people, and some of you are well experienced and will just enjoy the show and be part of it, because this is a participatory thing. So the first thing we would like to do is, just for a moment, everybody please rise and close your eyes. Close your eyes. And take a deep breath, and then exhale. Eyes closed. Link your hands, hold hands. Hands linked. As family this night, we gather together as the sparks of light from the sea of forgetfulness which gave us birth. Vast distance we've traveled to meet here on earth. Through quasars and galaxies, past sun after sun, we've wandered and journeyed to join here as one. One people, one village, one clan gone so far, building more energy, star after star, grown to crescendo and nova and more. Toward Father the Sun, in kin we do soar, past Luna to Mother, awaiting us nigh. We sparkle and shimmer, pass down through her sky, go down through her water, go deep through her ground, rise into our circle, breathe deep, hear the sound of spirits united, in harmony bound. Be here now.
Here they are trying to tell them to leave. Right.
I cast the circle round and round, shadow of moon upon the ground. I draw the circle round about, a world within, a world without.
Now we will call upon the four directions and invite to show you the special movers that we use in our tradition, the Holy Order of Mother Earth, or home. And that is this. As we face the east, we spread our arms like wings for the air. As we face the south, we hold a flame above our heads. As we turn to the west, we move that down to form a cup below our waist. And then as we turn again to the north, finally, our hands reach out like roots reaching down to the ground. So the movements are this, 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 and this. It's a continuous movement. And so we invite you, if you wish, to participate as we call upon the elements in the four directions. First to the east. O guardians of the airy east, attend and sanctify our feast. At dawn of day your winds blow free. Hail and welcome, blessed be.
Blessed be.
O guardians of the fiery south, plant hot kisses on our mouth. By flames and lightning burning tree, hail and welcome, blessed be.
Blessed be.
O guardians of the watery west, your sacrament defines our nest. By rain and river, lake and sea, hail and welcome, blessed be.
Blessed be.
O guardians of the earth and north, we summon, stir, and call ye forth. By bud and branch, by root and tree, hail and welcome, blessed be.
Blessed be.
O guardians of the quarters all, hearken ye unto our call. Protect our circle through the night, and lend your power unto our right. Blessed be.
Blessed be.
Okay, so this is where we're going to do our working. And what we're going to do is we're going to call upon Shakti, the universal goddess, to unite us. Then we will call upon Kama, the god of love. White Tara, the goddess of peace. Lakshmi, the goddess of prosperity. And then finally the elephant-headed god Ganesha to remove the obstacles in our path. So we invite you to join us. Hold in your mind the image of what you see as peace and love and prosperity in your life as we call these goddesses and goddesses into our circle. And with these invocations, you can repeat after us as we complete each line. So we will begin with the lady. You know, set the priestess on fire. I stand with feet planted, drawing earth into me. Shakti, dear goddess, I call upon thee. Yes, let's try it again. I stand with feet planted, drawing earth into me.
I stand with feet planted, drawing earth into me.
Shakti, dear goddess, I call upon thee.
Shakti, dear goddess, I call upon thee.
Unite us in circle, may all blessed be.
Unite us in circle, may all blessed be.
With heart filled I open as blossom to sun.
With heart filled I open as blossom to sun.
Kama before me, with love we are one.
Kama before me, with love we are one.
Fluid and juicy, rejoicing in fun.
Fluid and juicy, rejoicing in fun.
Yes, do put the candles in right side. Yes, he took us quite seriously. I breathe the sweet air of Tara's pure peace.
I breathe the sweet air of Tara's pure peace.
Golden lotus unfold, all hostility cease.
Golden lotus unfold, all hostilities cease.
Expanding like starfire, may all cares release.
Expanding like starfire, may all cares release.
Into the fountain, abundance o'erflowing.
into the fountain, abundance o'erflowing.
Blessings of Lakshmi, her seeds we are sowing.
Blessings of Lakshmi, her seeds we are sowing.
Gold, milk, and honey, prosperity growing.
Gold, milk, and honey, prosperity growing. Standing, feet planted, manifesting the key.
Standing, feet planted, manifesting the key.
Ganesha before me clears obstacles free.
Ganesha before me clears obstacles free.
I stand in my power, and so mote it be.
I stand in my power, and so mote it be.
So now we have called them, they are here. We will raise our energy to bring their blessings into manifestation in this realm. Allow yourself to begin the Om at the lowest note you can possibly reach, and then allow it to just naturally rise.
Blessed be, so mote it be. Take a moment to just ground some of this excess stuff that we didn't shoot up. Just to let it pass back into which all energy is. Thank you, Ganesha, for removing the obstacles from our path.
Thank you, Ganesha.
Thank you, Lakshmi, for showering us with abundance.
Thank you, Lakshmi.
Thank you, Tara, for bringing peace into our life.
Thank you, Tara.
Thank you, Kama, for filling us with love.
Thank you, Kama.
And thank you, Shakti, for touching our deepest soul.
Thank you, Shakti.
O guardians of the quarters all, who graciously did heed our call, by bud and branch, by root and tree, hail and farewell, blessed be.
Blessed be.
Banished be, O sacred place, as the circle's edge I trace. Let your power surrender be, flowing back to earth and sea. As we emerge from your embrace, return us now to time and space.
All from air
Into air, let the misty curtains part. All is done, all is done.
What has been now
must be done.
What is done by ancient art
must merry meet
And merrily part.
and merrily meet again.
All right.
Now I'm going to teach you all a very secret song. Hey, Mr. Karma Man, tally up me karma, circle down and I wanna go home. E-O, E-O, circle down and I wanna go home. So there you go. Short and sweet.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right then.
Any questions about what we did?
I don't have a question, but I do have a comment about what an interesting weekend it's been to see such different styles of ritual.
Yeah.
And each one's so beautiful in its own right.
Well, you know, there are so many different ways of doing things like this, and the assignment sort of creating something for a gathering like this is a very different sort of thing than when we're creating something, any of us, for our own work with our own circles at home. To create something that will be people who are, you know, we've known for years and have worked together with, people who are brand new, people who have never been in a circle, people who are maybe work with our tradition, and people who haven't a clue what it is. Try to weave that kind of a thing and create something that will have any meaning and sense at all is a very interesting assignment. And each of us who have been creating these rituals has tried to do something like that. And I think that every one that I've seen has been very beautiful and good for that, you know. What we might do at home in our own things might have a lot more or do different things. For example, we omit in the ones I've seen so far the part of the ritual that we often refer to as cakes and wine, or the communion part where we share something to eat and something to drink with the people in the circle. And so we didn't do that in here because it was just an element of complication with lots of different people from different places. So, and that's a very common feature. There are common features, but the standard operation, the standard liturgical structure that is most widespread in the magical community is one that you see echoed in each of these. It involves, well, some, but not necessarily all, of the following elements. There's the creating sacred space, which often starts with a grounding, but not necessarily, but almost invariably includes casting a circle or drawing, you know, a magical, you know, rim around the place within which all of the energy is conducted. So that's a container. And then there is the part of calling upon the directions, usually the 4 directions, which different traditions at different seasons may do it slightly differently, but they invariably in the northern hemisphere go clockwise, and in the southern hemisphere counterclockwise, to align with the Coriolis force. So in the northern hemisphere, we draw the circle with the quarters in those directions. In our tradition, we usually start with the east, but sometimes we'll do it seasonally, in which case we might have begun at this time in the west, because it's the fall, because the quarters correspond with the seasons as well. East is spring, south is summer, west is fall, north is winter. So we might do it that way. But starting in the east is the most common one. But there are quite a few traditions, including Salinas, that begin in the north. And an element of that is that is traditional when you are at the other end of the circle, after everything is done and you're undoing these things. If you repeat these in reverse order. So if you went clockwise in going through them to establish and invoke the quarters, you would then go counterclockwise in reverse order to dismiss them. And then there's generally the calling upon the deities, the gods and goddesses that you wish to have those energies be a part of the circle. In this case, we chose to draw from the Hindu pantheon, which is very diverse and very rich and has all this beautiful iconography.
Well, we were originally asked to create this for a New Age celebration in Denver, which was a very large gathering of 4,000 or 5,000 people, only a fraction of which were pagan. You know, most of them were New Age practitioners. I knew, you know, they asked us for a ritual for love, peace, and prosperity. And as I was meditating on that, I realized that of all of the pantheons that I'm familiar with, the one that would most easily resonate with the New Age community would be the Hindu pantheon. And the concept of the chakras, the concept of the Hindu gods and goddesses are all pretty much familiar to anybody within that community. And it also made it fairly simple, because there were easily, a god or a goddess that corresponded to each of the things that they wanted, and then it gave me a god and a goddess to sort of wrap it all up and make it a nice pretty bow. Luckily, the one thing I hadn't anticipated was we got all set up, and as you can see, I also have offerings. I have peanuts for Ganesha, chocolate for Kama, coins for Lakshmi, the red rose for Shakti, and the various colors of the candles each refers to each of the gods and or goddesses. Well, as we were setting up in Denver, the booth adjacent to where they were asking us to do the ritual was the Brahmin Society. And I got really nervous, as I figured they were either going to absolutely love it or they were going to be completely pissed off. So I took a deep breath and we did our ritual, and this beautiful lady in her beautiful white sari came up to me afterwards, put her arms around me and said, "Thank you, that was gorgeous." And I thought, yay.
And to take this a little bit further, you can see that within magical workings of all kinds, a central ingredient, or an important ingredient, not always central, is the altar. We often do work in the Church of All Worlds, in the home tradition, with a central altar. But an altar in the north is also widely traditional, especially in witchcraft. And the altar is a little stage, really, where you set things out that you want to happen. And common features on it include representations of the elements of earth, air, fire, and water, and spirit. And we see some of these around here. There's a bowl of salt that would represent the earth, and there's a bowl of water, a chalice of water that represents the water, obviously. There's incense for the air. There's flowers for spirit. There's and fire, of course. The candles are the fire. And so these are important parts of it. It reminds us that these are the essential ingredients which all life is composed. The elements of the physical world, earth, air, fire, water, represents nothing more than the four states of matter: solid, liquid, gas, and plasma. There's nothing really that mystical about it. This is, all matter comes into those things. And then there is spirit that animates all life, without which we would just be inert. And so these are very important. These have been understood since the most ancient of times. Images of the deities that one may want to use, such as in this case on the altar before we set up ours, we have Kuan Yin, goddess of compassion and healing, and we have Apollo, god of prophecy and the sun and all kinds of healing and nice stuff there. And then this is why we set these up here. And normally in most of our work we use figurines because we have a vast collection of our almost 300 or so altar images and figurines. And as you may have noted up front, we also create these. So
but
we have no shortage.
Yeah, but again, we were trying to create something that could travel.
Right.
And so by printing them out and framing them, we were able to bring icons. Yes, that's what I was trying to say. That allowed us to literally, like I said, a ritual in a box.
So it's just a matter of looking them up on Google Images and putting them into Photoshop and cleaning them up and printing them out at 5x7 sizes. I love the internet, it's so great. And voila, there we have it, And these are the sort of things anybody can do. If you don't have access to full-scale figurines, you can often find images that are beautiful pictorial depictions of just about any deities or things you want. If you were doing a working that might be, say, a healing for somebody in particular, you might include a photograph of that person there, or something that belonged to them, a piece of jewelry, or something that is special that will give an object link. And the object links, that is the fundamental part of doing magical work for some purpose. The principle of that is the law of association that says that any two things once associated continue to be connected even if they're removed. This is also a fundamental principle of quantum physics called quantum entanglement, and the entire universe operates that way. All particles in the universe are quantum entangled with all others, and this is essentially the medium through which the magic works. So there's a lot more to this than just simply mystical mumbo jumbo, as it were. We're dealing with some very profound principles of the universe throughout all of these things. And it all flows together in an artistic context, a theatrical and artistic context that takes the bare bones and the science and the logistics and the mathematics and turns it into an art form. And by adding poetry and music into this, by turning the spells into poetry, by adding elements of music. In a lot of our work, we do a lot of musical stuff as well. There are songs for all of these things, and all these invocations, and all these elements. There are albums of beautiful music and songs that one can use and sing. And we do a lot of that in those of our traditions that are bardic traditions, is what we call it, those in which the rituals are sung and chanted. And we didn't do any singing here or musical stuff, but at least we brought in a little bit of poetry.
Excuse me.
did.
Pardon?
I closed the circle of the song.
Yes.
And then the part.
Well, yes, but I do think it, one of the things you touched on is, one of the really important elements of magic, in my opinion, is making sure it's beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That, the art and creativity of establishing your altar is an incredibly liberating, creative process. And I'd say the rule is it has to be beautiful to you. You have to find it beautiful in order for it to work.
And the more elements you can do that are actually your creative work. For example, you see these little candlesticks. Well, we didn't just go get little candlesticks.
We made them.
We made them. We went to the craft store and got some little turned pieces of wood, and we attached little bases to them and assembled them the right way and stained them the right way and did the whole little thing. And whenever we do work, we always try to have elements that we've made by hand. I mean, creating these images and doing the photoshopping. The working of this puts you in touch with the work as a creative process, so it becomes a real connection through that. We always try to do that. The wand here is something that I made by hand. It wasn't just that I went and bought a wand from all vendors, And so the more you can do that, bring your own creativity, make things, make altar cloths, and do weavings, and do paintings, and do whatever you can do. That brings your personal energy invested into the work. It's beautiful stuff, and if it's beautiful enough, and it has that harmony, it will work. It will work true magic. So,
All right.
there you go.
I think our work here is done.
And what will we do tomorrow night, Pinky and Brian?
Actually, we have been
Every night,
invited
Pinky.
to have dinner with some of your lovely coworkers. We're very excited about that.
That's what we do tomorrow night, right? The same thing we do every
Yeah,
week.
trying
Pinky, trying to change the world.
Change the world, yes. That is what we're trying to do, is change
Yes.
the world, but in a good way.
Yes.
Thank you. So, all right.
Thank
you all
very
for being
much.
here.
That was
Thank
beautiful.
you.
Thank you.